You have made yourself stronger. You have learned to be strong, speak your mind, and set limits. You feel strong, tough, and ready for anything. But then you meet them, and all of a sudden your strength and your whole being become a target. This is a sick game where the more you shine, the harder they try to dull your light. What causes this to happen? A narcissist is most afraid of someone they can't control. They won't back down if you are too strong. They use their dirtiest tricks. These aren't merely mistakes or bad habits. They are planned actions, frequently without your knowledge, that are meant to throw you off balance, bring you back into their orbit, and satisfy their inner desire for control and adoration. If you don't want to be a pawn, they change the rules of the game. Today we're going to show you 9 of the sneakiest methods that narcissists use when they know you are too powerful for their typical games. It's not enough to just know what these moves are. It's about keeping your peace and your authority. Trick 1. Gaslighting is a way to make you doubt your memory, your perception, and even your sanity. They deny things they said or did when you stand up to them. They say you are either remembering things wrong or exaggerating. Imagine being able to clearly remember a conversation only for them to deny it ever happened, or alter your words so much that you start to doubt whether you really spoke them. They might even laugh at you when you give your side of the story, or tell other people that you are unstable, which would make you feel quite alone in your own thoughts. This is the worst kind of psychological assault. They want to make you doubt your own judgment and depend on their version of the truth. You start to second-guess yourself, apologize for no reason, and feel like you're going crazy. The narcissist's urgent drive to control your reality derives from how weak their own grip on theirs is. They put their own chaos on you. The way they attack your reality shows how unstable they are within and how they can't admit when they're wrong. They can't stand the thought of being wrong, so they make you think you're the one who's confused. This is how they keep feeling better than you, even if it involves tearing down your sense of self. Trick 2. The silent treatment. When you set limits or say you don't like something, they respond by ignoring you, not talking to you, or pulling away from you. This isn't just ignoring you, it's stonewalling, which is a planned way to punish you. They could talk to everyone but you, which would make their silence even more obvious. Or they might only talk to you when they want something from you, making the interaction a business deal. This makes you feel bad, guilty, and bewildered. It is meant to make you chase them and beg for their attention, which adds to their narcissistic supply and helps them get back in charge. Their silence speaks volumes about their urge to be in charge, making connection a weapon. This is a sort of wrath that is both passive and aggressive. It tries to make you feel their anger without them having to take responsibility for it. When a powerful individual stands up to a narcissist, they question the narcissist's sense of power. The narcissist can't handle criticism or face it head-on because their ego is so weak. Instead, they use passive aggression to get back on top and make the strong person feel the effects of their independence. This strategy uses a basic human urge for connection as a weapon of abuse, making you feel worthless by making you feel invisible. Trick 3. Acting like the ultimate victim and changing the story. They quickly change the story to make themselves look like the poor, misunderstood victim when you call them out or stand your ground. They can say you're being mean for pointing out their conduct, or even that you're making them act a specific way. Davo's traditional move is to deny attack and switch the roles of victim and aggressor. Things like, "I can't help it," "You should be more understanding," or "You're making me act this way," will come out of their mouths. You feel so bad about this, like you were the one who caused the problem. They want you to say you're sorry for something you didn't do, which would shut down your real worries and keep them in a position of power. The victim role is their most powerful move, using your sympathy against you. This is a way to protect yourself from guilt and responsibility. When a strong person stands up to them, it brings out their internal humiliation and dread of not being good enough. To avoid feeling bad, they quickly blame others and act like a victim. This also gets people to feel sorry for the strong person and control the story, which makes them feel guilty and less likely to challenge them again. This move uses the strong person's compassion against them, putting them in a loop of guilt that isn't their fault. The smear campaign, which is trick 4, will ruin your reputation. When they lose direct power, they start a planned smear campaign to ruin your reputation. They told friends, family, and even professionals lies and twisted versions of the truth to get people to join their cause as flying monkeys. These flying monkeys are people that the narcissist tricks into helping them without knowing it, usually by playing on their feelings and telling them a one-sided story. The narcissist makes themselves look like the victim, which makes it hard for you to be believed, especially by others who don't know them well. This can be really hard on your soul, making you feel alone, stressed, and worried about how people see you. Their lies could hurt your reputation and cost you friends, jobs, or chances. If they can't hurt you directly, they strive to hurt the world around you. This strategy shows how scared they are of being exposed and how far they will go to keep up their fake image and control. The narcissist tries to manage the target from the outside instead of directly manipulating them. This is done to cut them off from their support system. This shows that they are really afraid of losing their narcissistic supply and are trying to get power back by manipulating how others see them instead of facing their own actions. The wide range of their harmful actions shows that they are deeply insecure and want to ruin other people's life. Trick 5. Projection your defects, your reflection. This is a psychological trick in which they blame you for your own bad traits, defects, and fears. An untrustworthy narcissist will say you're lying. An untrustworthy person will say you can't be trusted. They could say you're jealous, but it's usually their own secret jealousy that drives them to act. They are good at putting their own bad sentiments, beliefs, or traits on other people. This puts you on the defensive all the time, making you feel like you have to explain or defend yourself. In their story, you can be the one who is selfish, weak, or useless, even though these are their own anxieties. Their allegations are typically admissions of guilt that show the weaknesses they are trying so hard to cover. By explicitly blaming you for their bad traits, they can escape taking responsibility and keep their grandiose self-image. Projection is one of the main ways that narcissists protect themselves from guilt and shame. When a powerful person threatens their inflated self-image, the narcissist automatically transfers their own bad traits onto the other person. This isn't just blame, it's a deep psychological trick to protect their perfect self. The unfortunate truth is that what they say says more about them than it does about you. Trick 6. Devaluation. They start to chip away at your worth after they love bomb you and place you on a pedestal. This is when they slowly or not so slowly hurt your self-esteem. They give you backhanded compliments, make fun of you, and compare you to other people. They might make fun of you or downplay your achievements, which could make you feel bad about yourself. This can include anything that point out your flaws or try to make you feel less important. You start to feel scared, confused, and that you have to make them happy all the time. Your sense of self-worth goes down and you feel melancholy and nervous as you struggle to get back the appreciation you formerly had. They always put other people down because they are trying to boost their own low self-esteem. They can't stand it when someone is better than them. Devaluation comes after idealization in the cycle of narcissistic abuse. This happens when a strong person stops being a perfect supply or starts to stand up for themselves. The narcissist's weak ego feels like it's in danger. Their words that put down the other person are a direct attempt to lower their rank and importance, which makes them feel better about themselves and restores their sense of superiority. This is a key technique for them to keep their apparent upper hand and make sure they constantly feel in charge. The 7th trick, emotional blackmail. The guilt trap. They use your empathy, sense of duty, and dread of being left alone to manipulate you. They utilize threats, ultimatums, and guilt-tripping statements like, "If you really loved me, you would," or "You're making me do this." They might not show you love or even threaten to hurt themselves to achieve what they want, which puts a lot of pressure on you. When you put your own wants first, they could call you selfish or say you ruined the relationship. You feel stuck, stressed, and emotionally tired. Your compassion becomes their weapon, and your need to care becomes a prison that makes it very hard to put your own needs first. Your deepest love and sense of duty are what they use to keep you tied up. This strategy takes advantage of the strong person's natural empathy and desire for healthy relationships, turning these good attributes into tools for manipulation. Narcissists don't really experience emotions, but they know how to play with them. When a strong person attempts to pull away or set limits, the narcissist utilizes emotional blackmail to make them feel guilty and scared. Knowing these feelings can be quite motivating for people who are empathic. This is a planned use of a strength to make you feel like you owe them something and are accountable for how they feel. Trick 8, hoovering, then pulling back in. When you try to leave or get away from them, they act like a vacuum cleaner and try to pull you back into the toxic relationship. This could include too much flattery, sincere apologies, big gestures, or even making emergencies to get you to care. They might talk about the good times they had together, focus on happy memories to make you feel good, or try to make you envy by showing off their new connections. They use messages, calls, or social media to keep in touch with you more often, with the goal of always being on your mind and breaking down your resistance. This makes things unclear and gives you false optimism, which makes you doubt your choice to leave. When they feel you slipping away, They are desperately trying to get back their narcissistic supply. This is not a sign of real change or love. The pull back in isn't a real connection. It's a last-ditch effort to fix a damaged sense of authority and control. It shows how they can't handle being left alone or losing their source. When a narcissist thinks they are losing control, or that their source of supply is under danger, they hoover. When a strong individual tries to leave the relationship, the narcissist's fear of being left behind and losing their sense of self-worth comes out. The hoovering tactics are a planned, though short-lived, return to the idealization phase in order to recover control, showing that their acts are transactional and self-serving, not based on real concern. They're just trying to fill a hole inside themselves, and you're the way they do it. Trick 9. Narcissistic rage, the exploding ego. This is an extreme and out-of-proportion emotional response to any perceived danger to their fragile self-worth or inflated self-image. If you question their superiority, criticize them, or stand up for yourself, they may react violently by yelling, insulting you, or even threatening you with violence. This scream comes out of nowhere and seems entirely out of place for the situation. On the other hand, they could get angry and cold, not talk to you, and ignore you altogether. You often feel stunned, puzzled, and like you're treading on eggshells when they're angry. It is meant to show right away that they are in charge and make you terrified to oppose them again. This has nothing to do with you. It's the raw, unedited scream of their weak ego trying to stay alive. Their anger is a way to protect themselves from deep-seated shame and insecurity. Narcissistic anger is what happens when someone hurts a narcissist. When a powerful person calls them out, it breaks through their carefully built phony self and shows their true weakness and shame. Whether it's loud or quiet, the wrath is a basic way to get rid of feelings that are too much to handle and take back control right away. It is a symptom of their internal conflict, not a reflection of what you did, and it is supposed to scare you and make you follow orders. The first and most important step in keeping your peace, your sanity, and your very being safe is to notice these tendencies. Your strength isn't a weakness, it's a light. Narcissists may try to put out your fire, but the only way to get your strength back and shine even brighter is to learn their tricks. Don't let their techniques make you feel bad about yourself. They are just trying to manage what they are most afraid of. A spirit that is free, aware of itself, and can't be broken. Please give this video a thumbs up if it made you think, confirmed what you've been through, or connected with your own struggles. And if you want to keep learning about these important ideas, subscribe to the channel. I want to hear from you in person. Which of these tricks have you seen and how did you deal with it? Please tell us about your experiences, or simply one word that sums up how you feel in the comments below. Someone else might really need to hear your tale. If you want to learn more about how you react to tough situations, especially when you feel confused or overwhelmed by these dynamics, be sure to watch my previous video, Things You Do That Might Be Trauma Responses. Thanks for being here, for your bravery, and for being willing to listen. Stay strong until we meet again.